Ugh.
Once the bubbly touches the lips.
Tastes so good.
God bless the Coors Light. How are you? Oh my God. What a week.
I'm a bit tired. I am excited though. I just had my dad and stepmom over for dinner, and because it was my birthday, my dad was like, "What should I get you for your birthday?" I was like, I gave you the Amazon list, bud. Whatever you want to give me." But I think I said to you is that the last time we had gone golfing, I unfortunately had to pull out my putter. That was, I think, maybe the first putter ever made.
Yeah,
It
not
is.
good.
Hello, and thank you very much for downloading this most recent episode of Movie Guys Podcast. You can download many more episodes at movieguyspodcast.podbean.com.
All right, I have to confess. All right, everybody knows from a few months ago, I'm a hardcore Alien fan. I am just as much as a hardcore Apes fan. Today we're talking about Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. It's been out for a while, finally on our schedule. Eric, how the hell are you doing?
Not as excited as you are, that's for sure. I'm not a hardcore Apes fan. I know it, but probably not as well as you do.
Yeah, no, I'm a ridiculous nerd. I know all the movies, I know the titles, I know the plot of them. And this movie did not end the way I thought it would, but I was excited for it because the new Apes trilogy that came out over the past 10 years has just been great. Rise, Dawn, and War.
Yeah, they have been some good. I don't. Well, listen, how many ape movies have there been before the 2000s?
Okay, so we got Planet of the Apes, and then we got Beneath the Planet of the Apes, which is the sequel. The third one is Escape from the Planet of the Apes. Fourth one is Conquest of the Planet of the Apes. Fifth one is Battle for the Planet of the Apes. And then in 2001, Tim Burton did his remake.
Whew.
And then nothing after that until Rise.
Yeah, so this is technically the fourth installment in the Planet of the Apes official reboot.
Right. Yes.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Well, how do you enjoy the reboot compared to the original? I mean, CGI obviously is pretty cool. You get to see actual apes doing actual ape things rather than it just being, well, some masks and costumes, right?
Right. So I was kind of curious how this one was going to go, Eric, because I didn't see a lot of or barely any humans in the trailer to prepare for this movie. So it's like, this is going to be a completely 100% CG ape movie. That's exactly what this is going to be. And don't know if I like that aspect of it yet. We'll talk about it. But
let's talk about it.
I was excited to see this movie because Rise and Dawn and War. I mean, you and I reviewed War like 4 years ago, and it was like a Holocaust movie. We enjoyed it.
Yeah. I think the first three of this reboot are pretty good. I have said, and I always will say, that the trailer to Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, the teaser trailer, is one of the best I have ever seen, and that's when I think teasers actually still used to be teasers. But before then, like, again, and not to go off on too much of a rant, I always thought teasers were just something like it played an audio clip, it showed maybe a few title cards of something, and just let you know that, listen, this is in production. But those were like when you would go in the summer theater experience and see a comedy, and then they would post a thing about Dumb and Dumber
next summer.
Yeah, next summer coming up, or new Star Wars, and he gave you like a little blurb of something like that. But now it's like teaser is like a 3 minute trailer, and it reveals all the plot, all the characters, who's going to be in it, and it's just like, well, this is too much. Where I think that Dawn of the Planet of the Apes did it perfectly, chef's kiss on that, and I am will forever champion that one. And again, this reboot has been excellent to watch.
Been pretty solid, right? It's kind of like this Planet of the Apes reboot is kind of like the redheaded stepchild, or like kind of like the unsung hero, or like like the third string quarterback who's winning but nobody really pays attention. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, And if I
because
remember correctly, too, post pandemic, the theaters have not been doing well, and this was one of the few movies in the year that did well.
it's Planet of the Apes. It's a well followed franchise. I just feel that where they're going with this is going to get interesting. They already have announced that they're starting um, pre-production for the sequel. Same director, same writers. They're coming up with a story.
2027.
Yeah. So don't know what they're gonna do. I'm curious how the story's gonna go, but for me being an Uber fan, I was kind of interested to see where they're gonna take this one. This one's interesting. They don't say in the movie, but I did some IMDb and it's 300 years after the death of Caesar.
What? Really? I know it says
Yeah,
generations.
yeah. So I googled it. I am to you fact check me if you will, but it was 300 years after Caesar died.
So I was curious about that because in the movie it seemed that a few of the characters knew very well what the history was. And it's like, how
Yeah.
did this history get passed along? Was it written down somewhere? Obviously, one of the characters, and we'll talk about it more, the lead female character, human character, kind of knows a lot of the secrets and didn't need to be told where to go. It's like she knew exactly what to look for or what to do. And say,
Mm-hmm.
well, how did maybe this will be answered for us in the next movie? But like, this is a lot.
Yeah, I mean, especially because I was shocked, right? Because they said generations, so I was thinking maybe 100 years, but for me to find out that it's been 300 years, wow! Like humans are still smart, some are, right? And we don't know much about her colony, but 300 years is a long time.
Yeah, we could piece together that because this is still kind of a post-apocalypse movie with post-virus, that there are still areas, still camps of humans that have been quarantined, right?
Mm-hmm.
And have taken extra precaution to keep their distance from any exposure to this virus and still have their intelligence, still have some sort of operations and survival that go about them. So I'm trying to piece together that maybe that our lead lady, May, right, or Nova, as the apes
Mm-hmm.
call her, that she was from a a colony originally, and
It doesn't make sense though because this is 300 years after the death of Caesar. So I mean, human beings live on average 72 years. So we're talking. I mean, she's like the great granddaughter
great, great, right?
of
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
great
Like,
great. You know what I mean? So it's like again, I don't know if I like this 300-year gap, but it is giving us some other things to work with. It's given us prequels to work with if you want to go that route. But yeah, so it's 300 years after the virus. Do you remember what happened? What the virus was?
this was to increase the intelligence they were experimenting, right? For was it cancer? No, James Franco,
Alzheimer's.
Alzheimer's. That's what it was. Yeah, was experimenting with animals, and him and Draco Malfoy were doing some stuff.
No, Malfoy was not doing anything. Malfoy was at the zoo beating up Caesar and everybody. Franco and Malfoy had no connection. But yeah, no, Franco was developing an Alzheimer's drug, but the Alzheimer's drug made Ape super smart and killed all the humans. So it's led to believe that Franco is dead because of his own creation.
Nobody
I
knew
would
that,
say. No, no, well, yeah, that's true. No body, no
right?
death. 300 years, they say, though. But
Yeah,
no,
no, he's dead.
we get introduced to a whole new slew of characters. This is interesting. I mean, okay, so Caesar's dead, and that's the main group of apes that we've been following, Caesar and his clan, these past three movies, right? So to go this movie with completely all new characters, no other characters moving forward, I was nervous because I was like, okay, you have to introduce me to a whole new group of people, quote unquote,
Yeah,
apes. And it's like, are you going to sell me on this? And this is an interesting thing. These apes kind of remind me of Native Americans, Pocahontas kind of style, you know?
Really, how's that?
Oh, just, because they're one with the eagles, and they speak English, but they also do a lot of sign language still, they kind of have teepees, kind of don't, right? Like it's kind of very off the
They,
land Native American-y.
well, they are very native. Yeah, exactly. I do enjoy that there are different clans that they kind of explored that a little bit. So this is what an eagle clan, right? Because
Yeah.
they capture eagle eggs and raise them from birth and use them as a companion.
Right, which I didn't get that. Like, okay, so the beginning we get what's the main ape's name in this one?
Noah.
Um, Noah, right?
Yep.
So I didn't get that. I thought they were getting food, but Noah and his two friends, I thought they were getting food, but no, their mission is to go and get eagle eggs to bring back and to keep warm and to raise
Yes.
as okay. Did you get that they were hunting to eat, or did you get that they were hunting to gather, if you will?
The eggs?
Yeah, the eggs.
Oh, I'd assume that they weren't getting the egg to eat or anything else,
That's what
right?
I thought. Right? I mean, they never said anything, right? That's why I'm asking. Like, was there
Well,
a piece
I
of
was
dialogue?
hoping not. That there wasn't going to be that way. Because they only took one, and the dialogue, yes, was what Noah or Suna, one of them saying that the egg picks you, kind of
And you
thing.
can only
So
pick one egg.
yeah, you only pick one egg. So I'd assume that they were just doing some sort of ritual or whatever it was. And we later find out that yeah, per their clan, that it's to pick your companion eagle.
So you like the idea of having different ape clans?
Yeah, I think it adds the element of conflict to everything, and that we've seen now that it's spread out, right? I understand that apes strong together, but post Caesar, that some apes have decided to go east, other ones decided to go west, and they're doing their own thing. They each had different beliefs. It works at the same part, but at the I guess it also kind of contradicts Caesar's teachings, where he was again saying apes strong together. So if the apes thought this, then there has to be some that disagreed with that, right? And disagreed with Caesar and said, "All right, well, we're going to go do our own thing. Good luck. Stay strong." And yeah,
Yeah, there's probably I mean, obviously there was a group of that. Geography wise, too, I wanted to tell you that the first three movies took place in like San Francisco kind of area, besides the third one when they moved out west up Alaska.
oh yeah,
Uh, this one, so it takes place in two different. So the Eagle Clan and the Orangutan, they're all L.A. And then the new Caesar dude is San Diego.
okay. So that's the other part too, is the virus. Obviously
Right.
it has spread and probably gone through different types of primate as well too. Because I know that Raka in this movie talked about gibbons and talked about some different types of apes as well too. So
Right. Right. So I mean, this movie is it's interesting to have different clans, but you're right though. So it's been 300 years since Caesar's death, and we have different clans saying, we gonna believe you, Caesar. We're gonna go and believe in eagles." But I don't ever remember the Eagle clan um disrespecting Caesar, right? Did they even? I don't think they talked. No,
well,
because Noah knew of Caesar.
yeah,
So
and that's what I think is that this is a big part of I think that's interesting that I find interesting is that the word and the legacy of Caesar has continued, but the teachings may have gotten spread in the game of telephone, right? Where well,
hmm
I heard Caesar said this. Oh no, his teachings say this, and they might have kind of got mixed in with the water for a little bit there, and yeah, for the most part, it's just like listen, just be good to your fellow ape. You know, don't be mean. You know, don't try to take it all for yourself. We all got to work together to be together, kind of a thing. But there are some that want more.
Right, which is what I don't think we see the whole world yet. Like usually in movies like this, right? There would be this ape society, right? Like this ape city,
A
right?
kingdom, if
Where
you will.
like a kingdom, right? Which I don't think this movie was titled right because you would think that like they would have like the Eagle clan, they would have like the Caesar Part Two clan, you know what I mean? But
His
there's that,
descendants.
yeah, there's like that capital city though, you know what I mean? That is all Caesar, OG teaching, like they're Jerusalem, you know what I mean?
No,
Like
yeah,
they're kind of
but
that's
that's
where I think we're going.
and that's where I think that it's fun. I almost got like oh, what's that Denzel Washington movie? The
Book of Eli.
Book of Eli, where the power of religion, right? The power of
Hmm.
belief kind of goes into that control, and
Hmm.
where we get Proximus Caesar, who's using that as almost like a religion, right? It is a good day today, and really just trying to use that to control, saying that this is the word of Caesar, this is what he says, obey me, and he's even got the symbol.
Hmm.
But we had met Rocker earlier on, right? And he says that he was one of the last descendants of the like. Was he saying that he was one of the last descendants of like the true Caesar clan?
He
And
could have been because it's 300 years. Apes don't live as long as humans.
well,
So,
a dwindling
okay.
clan that maybe
Going
had
down,
believed in
possibly.
kind of, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But that he seemed to be a bit more spiritual and a bit more at peace with the teachings rather than in being Proximus, who was doing it for control and taking like the few words that Caesar has said to really mean it to be like, all right, well, we all have to stick together, and in order to stick together, listen to me, and if we all listen to what I say, then we're all on the same page, and then we can accomplish what we're trying to do, which is to be like you, man cub, to be like humans.
Nice. Yoo-hoo-hoo. I want to be like you. Okay, so basic plot of this is Noah's dad is the chief of the Eagle tribe. He speaks with eagles. They have these huge makeshift tree houses, if you will. And all of a sudden, what's his name? Maximus Caesar?
Proximus Caesar?
Proximus Caesar. I'm just gonna call him Caesar too. That's easier. So Caesar two's group go and scavenge essentially, kill a few apes, and then that's what they discover Noah's group. And their goal is like every Mad Max villain, right? That's what I kind of pictured this group as. This guy's goal is to go from clan to clan to clan, kick butt, ask questions later, burn everything, and kidnap people and bring them back for
I don't
the
think
Great
that was
Land.
the goal. I mean, that is a kind of
That's what happens.
that's a directive, but no, originally it was right when Noah and his two friends were coming back from the bird thing. They thought that they saw a human, an echo,
Right.
and they chased it into the train tunnel, and they saw the cloth, and which stunk like human, and then they took
Hmm.
it back to camp to their home, and they're just like, hey, we think we saw an echo here, and they got their scouts. I forgot what their names are. Ape 3 and 4, and they went to go scout to see if they, oh, you didn't go to the valley, did you? No, 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 I didn't go. I just got this and came back here. I thought I told you I saw a human. I saw a human, and it's like, okay, we'll check it out. And then that night, right, Noah was
Hmm.
going through and he thinks he saw something or heard something into one of the tents. Ends up being Nova or May. I don't know what you want to call her. She goes by both.
She's not Nova, but
But she's
anyway.
in the camp
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
she pushes Noah, crushes his egg, and then runs away back into where I guess she was coming from. And then he follows her, right? And then finds
Hmm.
that the scouting crew that was originally supposed to go look have been attacked and are dead because of Proximus's Caesar
Which is what I'm
2's.
saying. That's what the dude's doing, right?
But they were looking
That's what
for the human. They were looking for the girl.
who Proximus or for the Eagle Clan people.
Well, I guess both really.
Right, but they still just didn't ask questions. They just killed and asked questions later.
I
Proximus
think
people did.
sure, sure. But what I'm trying to say is Objective One, and again, Proximus Caesar wasn't there. It was just the guerrilla general and the rest of his crew. Their priorities are one, get human. Two, get apes.
Did they explain though why Proximus wants the human? Just to kill, or to be a smart human, like dude in the boat earlier later?
William H Macy.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was. Is that he wants to learn, right? He wants to, and he had imprisoned Trevathan. Oh, what a horrible name for William H Macy. To basically work for the apes. Read me those books. Teach me the
Yeah.
human and the human ways. And I want to learn more. I want to learn how to do that because Proximus knows that humans were the right. They were the dominant species. They could travel across water. They could fly. They had machines. They had guns. They had done all this stuff. I want that. I want that for us. I want that for me. And that's the objective. And I think he knows that any human, like Nova, like
Mm-hmm.
Trevathan, who can speak, obviously know more. So I think he's just trying to, because they're the humans that speak.
Well, okay, but I just feel from what the movie showed me, yes, Proximus wants a smart human to teach him things, but I still feel like this general is kick butt and ask questions later kind of guy because they just go to Eagle Clan's area and just mess them all up, kills a lot of apes.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what the purpose
Why?
of that is. I guess again, just to bring them all into under his rule, right? Just recruit them and say, all right, more apes. We're all here together. Join my kingdom. I'm not going to give you the option.
Right. Okay. So then he takes them. So now Noah is on a mission to bring his clan back. And I did not know that this was LA. I had to like IMDb it to be like, why are they showing tunnels and all this stuff? And that's supposed to be LAX, where he meets the orangutan, where he falls into the hole.
Oh, nice.
So that whole area is LAX, which I've never been. So I guess didn't get the reference. But the orangutan says a lot of interesting throwaway lines here. Like he was like, this was the last sanctuary for humans. This is where we would keep humans, house them, kind of like a homeless shelter, if you will, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like he said that this is where they would be. So I don't know what happened. He didn't say what happened. Like, did they kill themselves? We don't know. But that's where we know that that's the last human refuge was LAX, and he's keeping the word of Caesar alive. I like how they bring the window back into this as the symbol. That's interesting. I like how they bring the window back all the time. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
So the symbol, right? So the necklace that the orangutan has,
Yeah.
the way that design is,
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Caesar when he was a little ape, that was the window in the attic.
yeah, yeah.
So I like how they keep on bringing that back. What I don't like, though, is when the human comes around, the orangutan is cool, everybody's cool, and he's like, oh, that's Nova. We call all humans Nova. I thought that was a stupid design, stupid way. I don't like that. That orangutan, I know it's mocap, looks familiar. Is this an actor that we know? Because that orangutan had some charm.
This who Raka?
Right, yeah, the orangutan.
He's a let's see, Peter Macon. He's been in a lot, but more so he's just kind of the background character. Let's see, he plays Lieutenant Commander Bortus in the Orville. He's been in a lot of Family Guy stuff. Nothing that we have done.
Really reviewed.
Done a lot of VO work.
Okay. Well, I was just
Oh,
curious
he's in
because, like,
Shameless. That's I like that show.
I
Yeah,
really,
lot of series, a lot of TV series, and just a lot of voiceovers.
I think the orangutan is the best character in this movie.
Oh well, sure.
I really do enjoy him. So he's like the last of like OG Caesar disciples. He's all about Caesar. Ape shall not kill ape, and all that stuff. Really liked his optimism. And this is where we meet the zebras, right? This is where the apes are like, "What is that?" It's striped horses.
Yeah, the zebras. This is where I looked at my watch the first time.
Now, see, now, okay, so now they're bringing it back, though, right? Because you brought up your watch. Because they're bringing it up to the original movie, right? The OG from the '60s, where humans were in loincloths and they don't really speak, and they're just like a regular wild animal at this point.
Yeah, hold on. I'm bringing up because this movie, the way that it started and the way that it was going, I was just like, oh, okay, I know exactly how this is going to go because this is feeding into exactly the hero's journey. And I pull it up right now, and yeah, right where he meets Raka, this is the part where he meets the mentor, the helper, and they confront their challenges. Yeah, yeah, this is a carbon copy of the writers looking at the hero's journey and be like, all right, and then.
So is this making you not give it a good review because of it being a cookie cutter hero's journey?
Yeah, it was predictable, I thought, at least in the story development part. The really things that I was looking for at this stage after the capture of the after the zebras and right in the Proximus's Caesar 2's crew comes in and starts taking humans and starts trying to find Nova and trying to get Noah as well too. It was just like, okay, well let's get to it here. I want to. I'm done with the appetizers. Give me the meal here. I want to know what the motivation is, and because already how it is depicted to me is that whatever element is going to come off as like the bad guy or the thing to overcome, Noah is going to be the guy to do it, right? I'm sorry. Noah's going to be the ape to do it.
Mm-hmm. Well, just like Caesar, right? Not going to die until he's allowed to. But I don't get
He's the
why.
hero. He's the new hero, and no matter what happens, I feel like it's all really. I could just say, all right, well, Noah's not gonna die. He's the hero. He's gonna persevere all the way to the end.
Right.
He's gonna be the new following. And if I know anything about Planet of the Apes, I feel like he's going to be the new Caesar that everyone looks to for guidance and be like, all right, Noah, what do we do next?
Yeah,
You
he'll
did
he
it.
probably will be.
Yeah, exactly. We didn't like that other guy. We like you though. Let's go. And I really feel like that's what it was. I I got it in a little bit because they obviously they escaped the zebra and um, Noah, Raka, and May all get away, right?
Hmm.
And then they're traveling to wherever, and they come across the bridge. They get attacked by the bridge.
Hmm.
Raka gets cut and sent down the river in the rapids. Nobody, no death, so we don't know.
Nobody, no death. We don't know.
But Noah and May get captured and brought into the kingdom.
I think the problem though is that for you not being a Uber Apes fan, I get what you're saying from a movie standpoint, though, Eric. Like, yes, the movie's predictable, but what I enjoy, what the movies, the past three movies have done well, and this movie's doing it too, it's given us nothing but Easter eggs. So if you are like a hardcore Apes fan, you're getting all these Easter eggs, especially in this movie, like the zebra scene and stuff. So, I mean, like they even played when they were chasing the humans and put them in nets during the zebra scene. They played the original like bongo drum from the very very first movie.
Okay,
So
so
it's stuff like that.
what did
That's
you get
what
out of the zebra scene? What am I
that's
the
the opening.
casual missing?
that's the opening of the original Planet of the Apes. When Charles Heston lands, he thinks he's on a distant planet, and all of a sudden he's in this very tall grass area with all these humans, but they're wearing loincloths, and all of a sudden here comes all these apes, these gorillas on horseback, and just rounding human beings up. This is how he gets to Ape City.
Oh.
So it's like little references like that I enjoyed. So I guess to sum it up, I'm repeating. I do understand where you're coming from a story standpoint. Yes, this is very cookie cutter, but as an Apes fan, it's hitting those beats, it's hitting those notes, it's bringing nostalgia. So I'm forgiving the slow, very forgiving story because I'm enjoying the Easter eggs that I'm getting.
Okay, that's gotta be a lot.
Right?
Yeah, no, I get it. Like completely more for you than. Yeah, no, I would understand. It's like us watching the Mario movie versus our kids watching the Mario movie. Whereas like we're gonna
Right.
pick up all of the Easter eggs, all of the little hints that they're giving, whereas they're not going to pick up as many, if any.
Right. What I don't like, and when I turned on this movie was, oh, Proximus Caesar, Caesar 2, is living in these rusty ships, and they made themselves a nice little seawall because buried in a mountain is this gigantic bomb shelter that he just knows humans have stuff in it, and he's trying to break in. This is where I call BS. And I'm going to tell you why I call BS. Proximus Caesar has how many hundreds, maybe thousands of ape followers in his little kingdom, if you will.
Uh huh.
Noah's there for 24 hours, and then they find out they can just climb the side of the mountain and go through that side.
I have a few problems with this. They only know that because May knows,
You're
which
gonna tell me that none of these other apes knew that? Like just random apes that we don't know?
here's
Like, hey, let's climb up there.
okay. So like apes are not the best swimmers,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
and so they're not going to go, especially on that where it's a cliff face and the water is coming up at them real fast. I'm not trying to defend that. My thing is, and here's my gripe about that, is that May takes them on the bottom part on the the shoreline
Mm-hmm.
to, and then she's like, okay, here we got to climb, and they climb up to a broken vent that they can climb in there too. It's like, okay, well, where's this at? Because I see forest past that too. And so
Right,
obviously there's a way to walk through that, and like,
right.
and how do you know all this stuff, May? What are you not telling us? Like, how did you come from there? Did you have? Are you part of a recon mission from another camp that is like given direction? You have a map that uh, Caesar two, geez, showed you. It says that you have a map, so maybe that's what she's trying to go for and say this is where it goes. But I feel, and again, because at the end, rather that same platform, that same ledge where the
Mm-hmm,
vent is, and we get the final showdown. Obviously,
mm-hmm.
all the apes get off of there too. So I don't think they're all climbing down. I'm pretty sure they went up and over. So there's another route. This reminds me of like any of those like a Tomb Raider or Uncharted, right? Where they go into like
Uh,
the jungle, and there's like this mysterious a cave entrance to the tomb that they have to align the pillars all the right way, and then the door unlocks, and then they have the mysterious key that was found in the museum, and it's a charm, and it has to open up all this. They go through all these pit and perils and booby traps and all this stuff, and then we gotta run, and the exit is like like a hole that was been exposed
the entire time.
behind a waterfall the entire time. It's like, well, why couldn't you just go in through there then? That didn't have any keys.
Oh,
It's
I
like
agree with you. 'Cause, yeah,
that was yeah. And they go out and then it goes leads right to the plane that's been sitting
I,
in the
I
water.
really, really hated it. Like, I really hated it, Eric. Because I know you were going on it, but like, I just didn't like how like Noah and his ape friends were like, "Hey, we know where to go." They climb. I'm like, no other apes like that. That irritated the hell out of me. That shows me as the audience that Caesar 2 is not smart.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it's been there the entire time. So they climb up, they get into a vent, and it's like Area 51, right? It's this underground bunker looks kind of like the set of Aliens in a way, right? It's a lot of corridors, a lot of stairs. Don't know what's really going on there. I don't know. Like, did you get a clear view? Like, is it a bomb? Like, were there bombs in there, or was it just like a? I mean, like
I
there
mean,
was
there were,
clearly living quarters in some sections. You could see living quarters.
yeah,
So I don't know. Was it a Fallout shelter from Fallout? I don't know.
it looked like a bit of everything. The excuse that they needed, right? Because first off, like there was obviously a whole arsenal in there. They had hardware. There were guns. There were tanks.
Mm-hmm,
I'm sure there's going to be a
mm-hmm,
lot more munitions that are of all sorts that are going to be in there. All the weapons that you want, and probably a lot more that we never get to see. Which
mm-hmm.
already like all that stuff available to you. It may takes a 6 shooter. She takes a Magnum. Okay, that's the one thing that she takes. Oh no, I'm
Well,
sorry.
it's
She has
scary because these apes. It's been 300 years. These apes haven't seen a gun.
yeah, exactly. So get the assault rifle, open up that door, and just start plowing them out, and be like, all right, this is back off. I'm head ape now. Stop. But no, she gets the I don't know the SD card from an old which by the way like that server that's up and running has like ribbon cables sticking out of it for some reason. It looks like a computer from like the 70s, just like it's like it should be a bit more updated. Anyway, I'm not trying
Well,
to
but
nitpick at
but
technology here.
but though she was there on a mission. Clearly, she was there to get Caesar to get inside of Caesar two's bunker because she needed to get this glorified floppy disk to talk to satellites. Right? That's what she is doing.
Exactly.
Right? Am I wrong? Like
No,
that?
that's exactly right. She was getting
Right.
that to get to yeah, it's a decryption key to talk to satellites.
Because that was her whole mission, right? So bringing the apes along was this kind of like a MacGuffin for her, and this is where we find guns, and all of a sudden, Caesar two's apes didn't know of this secret entrance that Noah and his clan find, but all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Caesar two and his people discover the secret entrance, right? Out of nowhere, and now we're
What?
gonna have a fight. Right? No, I'm sorry.
No?
No, they don't. No, they don't. No, they don't. No, they don't. They do it at the end. They open the door, and that's when Caesar two and his people go in, isn't it?
Yeah, May opens the front
Yeah, I was
door.
wrong. Jeez.
May opens the front door, and she had rigged the shore wall to blow up, right?
Yeah, that's right. Okay, I'm stupid. I'm wow. I'm thinking. Oh, jeez. Yeah, so she opens the front door, which is really silly, right? Because like Caesar two and his people were waiting for her, so couldn't they just have climbed out where they came in?
Yeah, again,
I don't know why
like
I opened the door.
you could have just gone out there and gone in the forest and just left. Like,
Right. No, none the wiser.
yeah, I don't see why this was a whole needed thing, but whatever, and you need it for the movie. Isn't that the Alfred Hitchcock line? It's like, well, why would they do that? It's like, oh, because the plot
It's
needed
a
them to.
it's a movie, and this is where she blows the seawall, and Proximus Caesar and his gorilla general and all these other apes kind of drown, and then we get like a Titanic-y kind of scene where the gorilla ape is fighting against Noah, right? Like
Yeah, yeah,
pretty standard at this point.
yeah. It's just chasing him. He's, I'm gonna get you, and he runs
And your
through,
little dog
traps the
too, yeah.
gorilla. Yeah, traps the gorilla. Because obviously he's just a big gorilla, can't get through that little space of the pipes.
No body, no
Oh,
death.
darn these big muscles of mine! And
Mm-hmm.
then he ends up drowning.
Right. Well, allegedly, no body, no death. But this is where we get back to the cliff, and this is when Noah fights Caesar 2. Clearly, he can't defeat him, but he has the help of the Eagles to distract Caesar 2 as he falls to his death.
And the Eagle Clan, they all do the chant.
Yeah.
Hoo 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 hoo. I don't know.
Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hoo hoo.
This when they open, um, no pun intended, the floodgates. That was a good one.
Aha.
I was done. At that point, I was like, okay. Like, I don't know why kill Caesar 2. I mean, that's like killing Darth Maul in episode 1, right? It's like you have something here,
Yeah.
use it. He's not Darth Maulish, but he's a good villain. Like, explore him. He wasn't really villainous, really.
No, no, not really. As much as he was just kind of in the way, but yeah, he
Yeah.
didn't. I don't think he didn't kill anybody. He just kind of forced everyone to do what he thought was best, right? Like,
So explore that. Make that the sequel. Make his clan versus Ape City clan.
yeah,
Like, why
yeah.
kill him off?
I feel like they could have made him more of a villain if his intentions weren't so villainous, right? Whereas like I'm a bad guy and I should say this and act this way because that's how bad guys act and how they talk. Where I feel like his motive is like, hey, listen, I want to further progress the evolution of apes. I want to make this kingdom and us stronger. And I believe whatever is in that bunker is going to do so. And
Hmm.
instead of the throwaway line where I don't care how many apes die in order to do it, I feel like if he kept the kind of the preservation of the apes at the top of the list and maybe
Hmm.
had more of like a following, then he
Hmm.
would have been more of a foe, more of an obstacle. Because you're right, like these apes instead of fearing him, they see him as like this leader who's going to bring them to the promised land, who's going to bring them a future, right?
Hmm.
That is promised, and I think that would have been better because we didn't see. I guess at the same part, I guess you could easily argue that the majority of the apes in that kingdom were there against their will because they were dragged there.
Right. We're assuming that. And look, he said some villainous things, but Caesar 2 was not a villain, in my opinion. Like, he was not twirling his monkey stash or his ape stash, if you will. Going, ha, I'm a villain. He didn't kill anybody. He didn't order anybody to be killed that we have seen. He didn't become villainous and shoot or kill a random ape because they failed on opening the big steel door. That's something that a villain would twirl his
Yeah,
mustache
well,
do,
his
right?
crew did kill some of the Eagle clan in the beginning there.
His crew did, but he didn't.
Sure, sure.
I can see that his guerrilla general, like, I can see him have a conversation with him, be like, all right, guerrilla general, find these clans and bring them to Ape Kingdom.
Well,
And,
even more so, I think he could have been better if he really uh, would kind of sow that kind of deceitful thoughts inside to Noah to say like, hey, listen, this person who you think, this human who think you can trust, is not to be trusted. Humans are not to be trusted, and then it's even more planted into Noah when he goes into that bunker and he sees the books
mm-hmm,
and he
mm-hmm,
sees the
yeah,
pictures of like the ABC books of gorillas and monkeys and apes in cages at the zoo
mm-hmm.
and then obviously we see May's actions later on, and he believes it, where he's like, okay, not really to be trusted. But I feel like they could have made Caesar 2 out to be a bit more of a bit more of a bigger bad rather than it just being this, I don't know, just this, who am I trying to think, like a thug?
Well, okay, honestly, and I'm reaching, but and I'm not BS. And I thought about it, I was watching the movie. This reminded me of Porky's. Do you remember we reviewed Porky's years ago, right?
Yeah.
And when we watched Porky's before we ever thought about reviewing it, we saw that movie in a different light. Go back and listen to that review in our archives, people. When you and I reviewed Porky's, we saw that in a completely different light. Porky wasn't the bad guy. He did
No.
nothing wrong,
Yeah.
but
Porky
he
was just
was
trying
the
to run a
bad guy to
business.
right. He was the bad guy to us when we were teenagers,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And it just popped in my head. So I'm like, I'm thinking of our review of Porky's and how much our mind was blown, and I'm kind of putting that with Caesar too. It's like he really isn't a bad guy. I mean, like he has a kingdom. His generals are not doing things ethically, but he's not villainous. He's not killing random apes. He's keeping humans. He's educating himself. He's not really sitting there going, "Oh, you failed from opening this door. Bang bang shoot shoot." He's not doing any of that
Is
stuff.
this kind of in the same light of maybe like Killmonger from Black Panther?
Oh, that's a better reference than Porky's. Okay.
Right where it's like
Okay.
I understand that it looks like he may have done maybe some not so nice things, but the end goal is
Hmm.
for a betterment of your people. Well, is and again maybe you could have gone about it in a different way and maybe been um, more thoughtful in your
Hmm.
actions rather than to just being like, well, if you're not with us, you're against us, and to jail you go.
Hmm. Well, before we get our popcorn ratings, I feel because of knowing the franchise like I do, since we got introduced to a human clan that's intelligent, I think either by the second or the third movie of this new reboot, we're going to have the big battle. We're going to have human versus ape, winner take all, because that's what happened in that movie back in the 70s. So
Okay.
I'm kind of curious because that was it was called Battle for the Planet of the Apes, and it was humans versus apes, last stand, winner take all kind of thing. So
Do
I feel that's what they're leaning towards.
do you think we'll get a Charlton Heston character falling from the sky?
I thought that was her, Nova.
Uh huh.
So I think the third movie of this new trilogy is going to end with a battle between human and ape. Apes win, and that's when they look up and see a space shuttle coming down. I feel it's going to happen because the reason why I say what I said was when we first met the new Nova for this movie, and me IMDbing and finding out that it's 300 years later. It's like she's wearing modernist clothes. All the humans that we're seeing are in rags, right?
Yeah.
So why is she wearing modern clothes, right? Like I thought for a few minutes that she was female Charleston Heston. That's what I felt she was.
There's also a lot more humans that talk in this movie. Like there's a lot of humans that talk in this movie. So I
Yeah,
feel like for
compared, yeah.
that Charlton Heston moment to happen, it's going to be another leap into the future or after the
Yeah, it
battle.
could. I mean, like they have to end this rebooted thing with the space shuttle coming down. They have to because there's no way else to end it. But we're gonna end this one with the popcorn rating. I'm curious. I don't know where I'm going yet. Eric, what is your popcorn rating for Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes?
Um, I'm torn between a small and a medium.
Oh, me too.
I really feel that this movie is a 2.5 hour long setup for a sequel.
Oh, ooh, Eric. Yeah, there you go.
It really, I do.
Yeah, that's good.
The graphics and the CGI are very good.
Mm-hmm.
The
Mm-hmm.
behavior of the apes, the way that they move and the way they react and the way they emote, I think are very good.
Mm-hmm.
I like how they established the conflict and how they're building the world a bit more after Caesar. I do enjoy that. I think it's kind of interesting that there are some apes out there who just want to be left alone and do their own thing, and some other apes who want to harness the technology. They want the fire. They want the technology, and they want to be supreme. I like that. I think it's great. Um, I feel that this movie could have been either shorter
Mm-hmm.
or they could have told more of a story in the length that it was.
Mm.
I feel like there was a lot of parts where it was like kind of fluff and visual pieces where it's like, okay, I get it. Oh, looks gorgeous. Cool. Move on here. I liked Raka. I think
Hmm.
that was great, but there was a lot of parts where they they didn't. He was like a throwaway. Just like you don't even have to throw him away. You could have kept him around.
No bite, no death.
Yeah, you're right. Uh, I think there's some parts that were unexplained. Like I said, I've already told you my gripes about how the cliffside thing, the access was like, well, how did it get climbed up? But again, at the top, it's
Hmm.
just like there's a road that leads to it or something like that. So there's no like parts in this movie that I'm gonna really watch again or clip to it. So as of right now, standalone on its own, I guess I'll give it a hmm. I don't know. I was interested in it. Like don't get me wrong, but I think that the runtime I'm gonna say is small until I can watch the sequel when it comes out in another 3 years now, 2.5 years, which I think might make it a better package if I get more to the story because I'm left with questions in this movie that I'm not going to get the answer to until I see the sequel.
Allegedly, because they're already. I mean, it's a trilogy they're doing, so we don't know. I agree with you. I think this is not the worst Planet of the Apes movie. There has been some dreck.
That's Tim Burton's, right? It's
That one's the worst, right? And then you got Battle after that, Conquest. Beneath is pretty bad. The sequel to the original Planet of the Apes is pretty bad.
mm-hmm.
But yeah, this movie's just small. It's nothing I'm gonna go back to. It's not the rebooted trilogy that came out the past decade that's been really solid. The visual effects are great. You're doing a very good job on that, but the story falls flat and it's 30 minutes too long. I
Yeah.
mean, you're telling a very, very simple story. We know the story that you're telling. We're seeing the rise of a new Caesar clearly. So, just tell it in a 2 hour story and I'm happy. You're right. These are not, I'm not going to go on YouTube and be like, oh, let's watch this clip, you know. Yeah, it's
I
just
think
not
it's
my bag, baby.
a little cliche in the beginning where Noah's parents were involved in this whole drama, and in the kingdom he gets to see his mother, and that whole thing, mama. It's just it's like okay, do we really need this? I did think, and this would have been, I think, a nice little twist at the end that his Noah's two friends. There was the girl and the guy, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And he sees them both in the kingdom, and the girl he has a crush on, and they obviously end up kind of together at the end. But the guy friend we saw when he was in the kingdom, he was like a servant.
Mm-hmm.
I would have thought that that guy, that excuse me, that ape would be the one to betray. That
Like a Judas, if you will.
yes, exactly. That he would be the one to maybe reveal the plan and say, "Hey, listen, Caesar too, we're going in here, and in the morning you should be waiting out in front because we're gonna open the door, or you should be following us." Yeah, some sort
It
of
could happen. Could happen in the
yeah.
sequel.
You're well, we'll see, but I feel like that was I was expecting that to happen, right?
Sure. Yeah, I was too. I was expecting betrayal. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's kind of unnecessary that May killed William H Macy Trevelyan.
Isn't that amazing too? She chokes him out.
Yeah, she does the arm.
Nothing happens.
She seemed to do it pretty quick too. Like it's almost like she knew what to do.
Yeah, I mean, like that's again. I mean, like her clothes, her demeanor. I don't know. Maybe the Charleston Heston crew's already come down. She seems way too modern for this world.
Yeah,
But
like I
we'll
said,
we'll see.
too many questions at the
Hmm.
end of this. I enjoyed asking them. I'm excited to see the answers to them if we get it. But
Mm.
until then, I'm
Until then,
waiting. Yeah.
yeah. Until then, we are going to settle on a small. It's not the worst Planet of the Apes movie by far, but for what they are doing coming off of the trilogy that they came up with. This was a little bit of disappointment, but we are interested in the sequel, so don't disappoint us, a la Joker Folia Adu. Eric, thank you so much for joining me for this most recent episode of Movie Guys Podcast. For those of you listening, continue to check us out at movieguys.podcast.podbean.com or keep on enjoying us wherever you get your podcast from. Thank you so much. We'll be back next Thursday for an awesome episode. Do Spadonia. There was a slew of bad movies that I just really enjoyed at a bad point of my life. Like, okay, so you and I are a little different in age, not too much, but like 2003, 2006, like that 3-year gap, I liked a lot of bad movies that I just thought were good. Like The Punisher with Thomas Jane. Like, I watched that thing on DVD repeat nonstop. I don't know why. Young, 17-year-old Jordan's like, yeah, that's what I would do, But last night, in one of those other movies was The Butterfly Effect. Taking you back.
Boy. Yeah.
I've not seen The Butterfly Effect maybe since 2009, senior year of college.
Okay.
It was one of those movies where I just watched it all the time. The soundtrack was my soundtrack. It was MTV movie. Ashton Kutcher was cool. I would do exactly what this guy is doing to try to make things right, like that young, angsty brain of mine, right? So,
Yep. Feeding off of the Donnie Darko popularity trend there of,
oh, yeah.
This is a deep movie, man.
It's a deep movie.
I'm 14 and this is deep.
Yeah, because I made fun of myself so bad, Eric. So Gina and I didn't know what to watch last night, and we were on Netflix, and I was like, oh my God, The Butterfly Effect's on Netflix. I haven't seen this in years. And Gina was with me. She was like, oh yeah, this movie was like awesome back in the day, bud. So we're smiling, we're pressing play, right? By the time he goes to jail for killing his would-be brother-in-law, I look at Gina and I was like, this movie's kind of stupid. And she was like, I know. And I just keep on skimming through it, like I don't watch at that point. Like I just go through the scenes. And I'm sitting here, I'm just like, I get mad. Because I'm like, okay, wait a minute. He goes back in time, he's a fraternity guy, and oh, wait a minute, now he blew his arms off, and now she's a prostitute, and it's like, what is going on, right?
Yeah.
The point of my story is I saw it in theaters. I don't remember seeing it in theaters, but I did. I did remember going, but I played the crap out of this DVD. This was with New Line, with the in Think film, like a special feature thing, right?
Yep.
We watched the movie, and the end of the movie is he's some Wall Street guy in New York, and she's a pretty girl walking in New York, and they just cross each other's paths because he went back to where they don't know each other, right?
They were kids or something like that, right?
And I look at Gina and I said, that's not the ending. And Gina goes, what are you talking about? So I go to YouTube and I play what I thought was the OG ending. Do you know what the OG ending was that I'm talking about?
No, because the ending that you're describing is the one that I remember in theaters.
No, on the DVD there was a deleted end. There was an alternate ending scene, which is even more ridiculous. He goes back to when he's in the womb, wraps the umbilical cord around himself, commits womb suicide, so he doesn't exist.
Wow.
That's the ending that I knew. And I was waiting for it because I wanted to see if it was ridiculous. Because I was like, yeah, 17 Jordan, like, oh my God, I would so do. No.
That is, wow. I'm glad they went with the other ending then and not that one.
You don't like the umbilical cord ending?
No, that's ridiculous. But then again, as I just pulled up, a lot of movies from that time are very much. It seems like the more popular ones were really geared toward like the college crowd or like the high school crowd. So like a lot of that. I remember a lot of family friendly movies too. Scooby-Doo 2, I remember that one being a big one. Shark Tale. New York Minute, that's one of your favorites. I know you won't stop talking about that.
All day, every day. Wasn't like Van Wilder a part of this group too? Like American Pie, like that kind of.
Eurotrip, Anchorman, Dodgeball, Harold and Kumar.
Yeah, it's part of that like party guy move in the early 2000s.
This is where as I'm looking at it here now, where the sequel saga starts to really take in here. Spider-Man 2.
Oh yeah.
What did I just look up here? Star Wars Troopers 2.
Starship Troopers too.
I'm sorry, geez, I'm looking at all these. Starship Troopers 2. Duh. Yeah.
Mhm.
Uh, man, look at all these movies.